We finally have some UFC news after a long drought of like 2 months with nothing happening. Finally, we have something, and it's not even official, but the UFC is planning to make these two fights. They're planning to do Topuria versus Gaethje at the White House, and Makhachev versus Garry at some later date. Now, let's first speak about Topuria versus Gaethje. Topuria gets to stat pad against some fucking 40-year-old guy who's lost like 7 times in the UFC, who got knocked out like a year ago by a guy that Ilia already beat. He's like 37. He was beat by like everyone basically in the title contention, and he's still ducking Arman. After his fight, he's probably not gonna fight for another year because he's probably gonna beat Gaethje. Let's be honest, or is he? I don't even know if he's gonna beat Gaethje. To be honest, if Gaethje has a chin, he might even win this. Like just being real here. While Makhachev is fighting Garry, who I know people hate on Ian Garry, but I think he is one of the best fighters in the world right now. He's really really good. He's disciplined. He is a smart fighter. His only loss is a very close decision to Shavkat Rakhmonov, who is a beast as well. He almost finished Shavkat in the end of that fight. Let's not forget. And Ian Garry had some very impressive wins. Like he beat Michael Venom Page. He beat like who has he beat actually? He's beat some great fighters, man. He beat Carlos Prates, right? He has beat who else has he beat? Let's see. He beat. And by the way, the fight against Shavka or the Carlos Prates was on very short notice, right? It wasn't like a week's notice or 10 days notice. So he beat Belal Muhammad, Carlos Prates, very close decision to Shavkat Rakhmonov, beat Michael Page, Jeff Neal, Neil Magny. Like he has some great wins, you know. Like he's very, very good. Extremely good, actually. So it's going to be a great fight. I'm really looking forward to that one. Of course, I'm looking forward to Topuria versus Gaethje as well, but I'm not, it's not. Ilia versus Arman would be way better, but it is what it is. In other news, Joaquin Buckley calls out Belal Muhammad for a fight. Now let's look at this video and listen to what they both have to say here.
My goals for 2026? My goals for 2026 is win. Win the next fight. Win the next wrestling match.
Happy New Year's, big fella. But yeah, Belal, I like that. 2026, you trying to get a win. But when are you trying to get a win? W-H-E-N, right? Because when you taking these goals and when you making, big plans for the new year, you got to be real specific, right? So put a date on it. See, I got a date for you. March 7th. Let's make it happen in Vegas, right? Let's run it. And we can both aim for both our goals is to get a win, a W-I-N, 100%. Let's go.
All right, so I really like Joaquin Buckley. Like I'm a fan of his, but this fight is not gonna happen in March 7th. That's in like less than a month. There's no way that's happening. I think Ramadan is now, so there's no way this fight is happening at this moment. But I hope this fight happens later. This is a really good fight. Joaquin Buckley, honestly, I thought he would beat Kamaru Usman, but he kind of looked shit in that fight. And against Belal Muhammad, at this point, I don't know. It's a very close fight. It's a fun fight. I hope it happens. I think Buckley at this point probably is going to win because Belal hasn't been looking good lately, but you never know. But it's a fun fight.
They want
Again, Islam Makhachev told the UFC that he wants to fight at the White House. So let's look at this video and hear what he has to say.
if somebody wants, let's do it. I tell them I will be ready soon. If White House, of course, I want to be in White House because there may be one and only we will make the fighting in White House. I want to be in history. Now I'm already make good money, which one I enough for my family, and now I have everything before it's also not coming in my dream, Now I just ready, I training every day, still hungry, still fighting, still want to be champion.
Now, this top comment says a lot. I would love it, but I don't know if Trump risks letting a Russian end the night on top. Because let's be honest, he would win that fight. Like whoever he's fighting against, Ian Garry, whatever, he's probably gonna win. I don't know if the White House wants a Russian and a Muslim to win at the White House. I don't think that's happening. Very unlikely. I can guarantee you, actually, you will see no Russians on this card, and you will see no Muslims fighting. So there will be no, like, who are the champions? Are there? I guess all the Russians are Muslim. Like all the Muslim champions are Russian, I guess. So none of them will be fighting. I can promise you that. They don't want that happening. Like no like enemy countries to the United States are gonna be on the card probably, unless they're like really bad. So that's not happening at the White House. Let's be honest, it won't happen. It's gonna be politicized, and it won't happen. Johnny Walker says he's ashamed that if you didn't see, Walter Walker choked out a guy with no legs. He tried to heel hook him. Obviously, he couldn't because of some logistic issues. But this is essentially what Johnny Walker had to say. He said, I am ashamed. He is choking indefensible guy 4 times lighter than him and without leg. Very disrespectful. Take someone of your size. You are shameful for the Walker legacy. This is why I did not come to this fight. It wasn't a fight. It was I can't even give it a name. Can someone tell me what it was? And he did actually unfollow Walter Walker after this. So this is obviously a family beef on the level of the Roy family. Okay, so lastly, I just thought this was funny. So Gable Stevenson wants to make his debut at the White House, and then there's gonna have to be so many offenders at this event. They're gonna have to go door to door to warn people the UFC is coming to town. Can you imagine if Sean Strickland is on this card? The shit is gonna talk. Like if he mentions like the Epstein files at the White House, like is that gonna happen? I sure hope so. I sure hope they put. It's never gonna happen. They're never gonna put Sean Strickland on the press conference for a UFC White House card, or even in the White House card. Because imagine if he wins, and in the post-fight interview, he's like, "All of you guys are pedophiles, and I'll fucking kill you guys." Like, imagine if he does that. It's gonna be the most viral moment of all time. Never gonna let it happen. Never, 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 never. But I hope it happens. Just imagine if that happens. Alright, if you made it this far, you know what to comment. Piotr Jan Champion. Like, subscribe, comment, everything, and I'll see you tomorrow.